I think the starting point of anything you want to do is you got to look at what do you want to accomplish. Okay, when they give me this topic on commitment, I looked at it and I go, what's my commitment? I'm really talking to me. I'm talking for me and my wife. I'm not talking to anybody out there. My commitment to building this business is, my whole goal and dream is for a 7-figure income a month. I didn't come here to make 6-figure income. I didn't come here to make a 7-figure income a year. I came here, made the decision, staked my flag, and committed myself and my wife, Sati, where is Sati, right? Committed ourselves, stick our flag, and say, you know what, we're going to do this business. And the day we joined, February 18th, we never looked back for 1 second, never questioned what was going on here, because I've been through this a few times. This is not my first time trying to build a company and spending and investing a lot of money. So I know what it takes to have this type of commitment. So if you're sitting here today, and you want to make a decision, I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I'm committed to doing that's going to get me and my team where we need to go. You see, leaders take people where they need to go. Leaders don't take people where they want to go. Okay? So let's talk about that a little bit. I don't know where that came from. First thing you got to do is you think about being somebody. Anybody here ever think about being somebody? Hey, yes or no? Well, you guys got to talk with me, because I got 10 minutes and I'm going to give this my all, and I want this to pass through you, because I'm here to share with you what it's going to take to make a 7-figure income. And the true word is called commitment. And if you look at the 7 filters, it starts with the word commitment. And if you can't develop that ability to commit to something great, something that's going to take you from mediocrity to legacy, if you can't commit to that, it'll never happen for you. So after this weekend, you got to make sure that you're totally committed, that you burn your ship. Napoleon Hill said, burn the ship. You got to go in there and win the war. There's no going back. Okay? None of you should go back to mediocrity after this weekend. I got 14 of these points. I'm not going to touch on all 14 of them, but I'll tell you a couple of them that's very, very important to me. And the first one is, you got to get your spouse involved in the business. Okay? If you're married, if you're not getting your spouse involved in this business, you're not going to be totally committed. You're going to be going on the road doing presentations and meetings and kitchen table appointments and selling insurance and showing people how to become financially independent. And then you come home at maybe 10 or 11 o'clock, and if your wife or your spouse is not with you, you're going to have a problem. Okay, you're going to have a hole in your bucket. So you got to buy into the fact, and get your spouse buy into the fact that they are part of your dream, and together you got a big dream. I know me and Sati's dream are the same. That lady there, no quit inside of her. She understands where we're going with this. The next thing I want to talk about is freedom with responsibility. And when we talk about freedom with responsibility, you understand the value of freedom? Do you understand the entire world would like to come to a country like this? There ain't nobody that's outside of any other world that don't even understand the value of not coming to this country. Did I say that right? You know what I mean, right? But think about this for a second. People every day is lining up from border to border trying to come in this place for the word freedom. This company, Jim, Dan, Mike, Doug, Kelly, all these people, they put together all their minds, just like Napoleon Hill talk about. And they talk about putting all these minds together. Well, the minds together is what's going to create our freedom, right? And we got to make sure we exercise it, because freedom comes with responsibility. The responsibility that you hold is, guess what? You got to do something. You can't take all this energy, all this type of work, all this type of knowledge, all this type of skill, and if you want to make a 7-figure income a month, guess what? You got to have a different set of skills than what normal people have. So you got to do something. You got to work. You got to learn. You got to be somebody like Yuri, sitting 2-3 hours a day. Somebody like Chris Prasad, driving all over Brooklyn. I don't know if you ever drive in Brooklyn, but be careful, right? But think about this for a second. This is what we got to do. You got to see the freedom, the responsibility. You charge yourself the responsibility of doing something special for you and your family. Because if you decide to do something special for your family, life is never the same again. Never the same again. Okay? I love those people who say, you guys talk a lot about money. And I tell them, look, you know what, Cena, you don't like money. Give me all of yours and you walk home. You'll see how fast their attitude changes. Money is only about 95% of all the decisions that we make in our lives. So if we understand that you got a platform like QS2, you got all the industry, you understand by being in a company like this, and I look at people right in the eye and I says, when you join this company, when you join us, you are no way at a disadvantage being with a company like this. You got the whole entire financial service industry right here in your hand to do whatever it takes. So shame on you if you don't get a license. Shame on you if you're not doing kitchen table presentation. Shame on you if you're not man enough to say, I'm not a trainer, I'm a trainee. Tell me what I got to do to become a trainer, right? You got to learn, you got to take the responsibility. Once you decide, that means you kill all options. Decide means kill all options. You kill all your options, refuse to lose, think about freedom and responsibility, and you'll be something big. Then you got to stand for something. What do you stand for? You know, I know one thing about this business. Treat people like you would like to be treated. Okay? When you stand for something, nobody could question what you stand for. Art Williams used to talk about that a whole lot. Stand for something. Be somebody. Change what you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of. Then we got a couple of more of these things here. Develop a positive attitude. You got to wake up every single day and be the most positive human being in the world. I don't know if anybody here ever tried being positive for 24 hours straight. It is impossible. But you know what? If you're positive for 5 minutes and then somebody throw a monkey wrench on you, you got to go like this and get back to your positive mode and start all over again. You can't let them bring you down. So stand for that. Develop that attitude. Then get your principles straight. You see, a couple of principles you got to learn in this business. And a couple of the principles that you have to learn is very, very simple and basic. And that's why most people miss it. You understand that's why people don't become successful? Because the minor adjustment a human being have to make to become successful, it is this small, Iqbal, and most people miss it. Well, it's our job to communicate because our whole business, you might think we're in the recruiting business, we're in the financial service business. Guys, we are in the communication business. And once we master that, our business is over. Why do some people hire more than some people? Why do some people recruit more than some people? Because they just understand the business they're in. They're in the business of changing people's lives. And we can infect, you understand, everybody that's in here, shame on you if you don't get internal consumption done on yourself. Because you go out there and our principle says, take care of home first. Take care of home base first. Well, if you're walking around and you don't have a policy, I know my wife, if she could buy more insurance today on me, she'll buy more. She don't let me buy like 1 or 2 million. She's buying 3, 4, 5 million. Oh, get another 5 million. Right? Who'd like that? You got to protect your family. You're in a business. I love when I sit down with people and show them what I got. This is what I got. This is my insurance. This is my investments. These are my licenses. This is my portfolio. Show people what you got. This is a show and tell business. You got to show people what you got if you want to get something out of them. Then over here, you got to do it first. You got to do it first. Nobody will build your business for you. Don't think you're going to just walk in and somebody's going to build your business. Like Dewey walked into my life. He brought me into this business February 18th. And you know what? He spent about 2 months with me, babysitting me, cheering me. I'd follow him around, record him. Kelly, I did the same thing. I even sit down in 90 degree at the beach and listen to the tape and write it out because I want to know what they got in their head. I got to put in my head. And if I put it here, it comes out here. Right? So you got to go out and do the work. You got to do it first. Do whatever it takes. You got to do whatever it takes. And so many of us, we back away from that. You got to face your fear. Don't worry about those type of things. Then you got to pay the price. Well, to pay the price, my wife knows what pay the price is. Because I'll tell you, it's pretty damn tough when you're not home for 4 or 5 days at a time. And then 5 days you're gone. And then 10 days you're gone. Quinn, you know what that means, right? Right? I mean, we just keep going and going. I remember when I was in the mortgage business, I would travel just like that. I'd be gone for 6, 7, 8 days. And when I come home, I would get in the car and go straight to my office and went to my desk and went right back to work like I didn't even left for the last week. But I would have people travel with me, and when they come back, guess what they do? They need a few days off. And then they say, well, you're making all the money. Well, you ain't working like me. If you want what I got, you got to do what I do. And there's a saying that says, if you always did what you always done, you'll always get what you always got. So guess what we got to do? We got to change. We got to change. So we got to make sure we're that do-it-first type of person. And you got to understand this. Never, never give up. I'll promise everybody here, okay? If you ever want to quit this business, call me first. I don't care if I override you, sideline you, upline you, whatever you want to call it. I'm telling you as a friend, we're in this company together. We're going to have this ship sail. You saw this thing took off today, right? This thing is going to $1 billion in 3 years. I have no doubt that this company will be $1 billion with the leadership in place and all the things these guys are committed to doing, right? We have no question about that. So you can't give up on your dreams. So if you ever want to quit, give me a call. Let me talk to you for 30 seconds. Let me remind you misery where you came from. Let me remind you you're broke. Let me remind you you need a new car. Let me remind you your house is leaking. Okay? Let me remind you you got one of them toilet bowls that go like this. You got to get the one that go right? I mean, come on. You can't be playing games like that. This thing is life-changing. This ain't no little deal. This is life-changing. Right, Melissa? That's why you came here. That's why you came here, because you see something different. You understand there's no company like this company? None. There's no company out there. There's a few of them trying. They came up talking now. But you put me in front of all those people that talk crap. I heard somebody say that the enemy is bad-mouthing us. Well, if they ain't got no business to write, what else they going to do? Right? I love those people that send negative emails. That means they ain't writing no business. Right? You ever get a negative phone call? That means that person is not busy. Busy people don't have time with crap. Keep your crap to yourself. I tell people, listen, if you got a bad day and you come to my office, you leave that crap by the door, outside. And you come in, we'll talk, and when you're ready to leave, you make sure you pick your garbage up at the door and take it with you. Right? Don't bring that crap here, man. We got a great company. We got a great company. Let me tell you, this thing is awesome. Awesome. I would suspect our business, we put our mastermind team together, and I would suspect our mastermind team in our third meeting, because every 6 weeks we're going to get together. In our third meeting, our hierarchy be hiring 1,000 people a month. And it's not because of what I'm doing, it's because of what we're all doing. Okay? Because when you recruit people, you're not just recruiting them to your little beige shop. You're recruiting them to the bigness, the powerful. You're recruiting them to all the leadership. You're recruiting them to your upline, your downline, because we're all family at the same time. You understand? You might say, well, Rocky, you don't override me. I'm going to own 1% of this company, so you bet your butt I override you. Right? Now, I tell people, is this thing working? It looks like it's going back and forth. I tell people, look, I'm going to show you how to make $100,000 a month. Can you answer one question for me? If I'm going to show you how to earn $100,000 a month, would you save $100,000 a year? For 5 years, you put in $500,000 in, and you're going to have $4 million for retirement? Where are you going to find that? You call up like Merrill Lynch, right? You dial a phone, Merrill Lynch. They answer the phone. First of all, you wouldn't even know who would answer it, whether it'll be Merrill or Lynch. Well, let's say Merrill answers the phone. And Merrill says, well, what are you looking to do? And you say, well, I'm looking to get one of them index policies. I hear I could get tax-free and tax this and free and free and free and free, and I don't have to worry about the IRS. They would ask you, how much are you looking to invest? And you would say, 10. And they would say, 10,000? And you'd say no. And they would say 5,000, and you say no. And they would say 1,000, and you say no. And you know what they would do after that? They would put you on hold, no music. Then they would come back, pick up the phone and goes, how much are you ready to look into invest? And you say, maybe $200 a month. They will hang the phone up on you. But you know what? If you got a license and you sitting in here, you could actually help that person. Because Wall Street is not going to go to Main Street. So we come in with a marketing system like this, that each and every one of us could go to Main Street and bring Wall Street. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys.